Well, Sunday marks the end of Hispanic Heritage Month, and for over 50 years, Americans observe National Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th to October 15th by celebrating the histories, cultures, and contributions of American citizens whose ancestors came from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central and South America.
And today, WGXA wants to highlight the rich Hispanic culture right here in the Mid-State by introducing you to some of the people and places that are honoring their Hispanic heritage in our community.
Westside High School kicked off Hispanic Heritage Month with some flair.
The school hosted the arts and dance company's Hispanic Flamenco Ballet on September the 15th.
One teacher and organizer says it's the perfect way to celebrate the rich Latino culture and history.
Today, I hope everyone leaves here with a great cultural experience, knowing that Westside has a large percentage of Latino students. We have several Latino teachers, and we're just happy that everyone is interested in our culture, and we just love sharing what we have to offer, which is a lot of love.
Looked like a lot of fun, Greg.
It certainly did. I love that.
Yeah. Well, Moises Velez is the owner of the Spanish newspaper Que Pasa, and he has been in Macon for over 2 decades and is a prominent figure in the Hispanic community.
He tells us about his story, his newspaper, and newscasts in this exclusive interview with WGXA.
How long have you been telling the news here in Macon?
My newspaper has been in existence for 25 years.
I think what makes it so special is that your news is in Spanish, so it offers an opportunity to reach a bigger part of the community. Tell me a little bit about what you do and why you chose to do it.
They need information about how to open a checking account or where to go with your children when they get sick. And then we said the newspaper was like an informative thing. People can find things. Then we grow out of that and cover more news in the area.
It's really a matter of bringing the community together. It's not so much about the recognition, but just knowing that you're providing that information and you're giving people that opportunity to find out what they need to know, maybe because they can't get it from somewhere else.
I try to do a crossover. I like for my people to know what's going on in the general community and vice versa. And I think I've been able to cross those lines. People come in for different reasons or when they're going to have an event.
What do you think is so important to you personally about being Hispanic?
Is to recognize that we are here, that we have a voice. Because sometimes people argue to be part of a community or part of a meeting or something like that, just to feel out that we have a Hispanic. But what I said, listen to us. We do things different because we grow in a different world.
What is one thing that describes the Hispanic culture that you try to portray in your newspaper and in your newscast as well?
Our dedication. When a Hispanic decides to do something and go for it, they are dedicated.
You know, Amanda, the first time I ever met Moises, we were out at a news story and I was having trouble with my camera gear, and he is so kind. He didn't even know me, and he tried to give me his tripod to use.
Oh, he's
Isn't that
so
so
nice.
sweet?
So actually, kind of backing off of that, one of the first times I met him, my SD card wasn't working. We're a hot mess.
Yeah,
but
we are.
He helped me.
That's right.
He genuinely is a very nice person.
He certainly is. Well, to continue celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, we have one Middle Georgian paving the way in her career and community.
Our Ryan Miranda was sharing her unique story by asking if she was to go back in time and give herself advice, what would she say?
Just always stay positive. Always stay positive. Don't, we all have down moments, but don't focus on those down moments too much.
Reina Alcantar has been in insurance since 2003, helping people daily keep their heads high with her feet on the ground.
You could say I'm the boss. I don't really like to think of myself like a boss. I think we all collaborate. Everybody who works here brings their own ideas.
Those ideas that radiate positivity even during her greatest hardships.
To me, challenges are more like opportunities. I don't really focus on the negative. I don't really like focusing on the negative because I don't want my life to be an unhappy, negative life. I like focusing on the things that I can control.
But coming here every day to work, she says, she puts people and positivity first.
When they come in here and they get someone explaining what they're actually getting, they're very grateful in a way, and it just makes me feel good to be able to help them.
Helping them all year long, and especially during this momentous month, as Alcantar says, to remember where people come from.
Our family came here to Middle Georgia in the 80s, specifically to Fort Valley. And I remember being one of the only Hispanic kids in school. It really made us be very multicultural because, you know, we had to adapt and we had to grow. But we also lost a lot of what we could have had, right? Like, we didn't really fit in anywhere.
And that's why she says it's so important for Hispanic Heritage Month and to always help spread knowledge about the culture. And she's not slowing down, as this is her second year in a row volunteering for the Dia de los Muertos Cultural Fest in Warner Robins, helping make the crafts at any free moment.
If you peek outside the office, we have like a lot of flowers and skulls that we're working on so that our Dia de Muerto event can be successful. So when we have a little bit of downtime, we're back there making flowers or decorating. Now that I have the opportunity, I focus on volunteering where I can.
Well, after he spoke Spanish, now I guess we have to get him to do the weather, too.
Yes, we do. Meteorologist Ryan Mirando is in Forsyth, where Mary Persons is hosting Peach County tonight. How you doing?
Well, Ryan, can you do it in Spanish for us?
I don't know if I could do it in Spanish. I know from your little skits that I could say like Feliz. Oh, what's Friday? I don't know how to say Friday in Spanish. Feliz lunes. I know that's Monday, so that's really the best I got. I'm sorry. I'm not much of a Spanish person, but it's going to be a great night for some football. Besides some of the cloudy, dreary conditions that we have, we've really been stuck in the clouds for the past 3 days, and temperatures today still running 10 degrees below average in the 60s, 66 right now in Macon, 66 in Forsyth here, 64 in Eastman, and 68 degrees in Soperton. We've been stuck under the clouds, drizzle, misty conditions. Even out here right now, it's still pretty misty, but notice the band of clouds that's pushing across the Mississippi River. That's going to be the front that's finally going to sweep away all of the moisture. But in the meantime, we are going to be stuck with some of these pockets of drizzle for tonight. We shouldn't have any particularly heavy downpours. So if you're going out tonight or going out for any kind of football games, a good idea to take the rain jacket or even the umbrella, as we'll probably have these on and off mistier conditions, but shouldn't have any kind of heavy downpours as temperatures hold into the 60s. I'll talk more about when that front finally gets here, sweeping away all the moisture when the sun shines back in the full Skywatch weather forecast. Greg, Amanda.
All right, Ryan, thank you. And now's a great time to download that WGXA weather app. Just scan the QR code on your screen to download the app straight to your smartphone. Ryan is back in less than 20 minutes with your 10-day forecast.
Well, continuing our coverage, a business that was started based on opportunity and the American dream is still holding strong over 2 decades later and bringing community members together in more ways than one.
WGXA sat down with the owner to discuss how he got started and what's kept him going.
El Carnival Latin food store is a staple in South Macon, known for its authentic Mexican cuisine and grocery store. The owner, Jorge Villarreal, opened the doors after he immigrated from Mexico 22 years ago. Villarreal, whose primary language is still Spanish, was invited to the Peach State by his uncle.
Ya cuando terminé mi estudio, pues decidí un día subir un poco más al norte y eso me trajo a Georgia. Que estaba aquí un tío y él me invitó y dice, ven a Georgia, y pues yo vine allá.
Despite his success, Villarreal says he faced many difficulties upon moving to the States, including learning a new language, finding good job opportunities, and much more. However, he says his desire to improve his circumstances kept him going.
La manera de vivir. Siempre se trata de vivir uno mejor. Siempre trata de superarte, de que si naciste con condiciones económicas bastante bajas, no tienes por qué quedarte ahí. O sea, tienes que buscar encontrar lo que hay más enfrente, lo que hay más en el futuro. Yo vi que Estados Unidos pues era tenía más ventajas de superación.
Villarreal opened El Carnaval when he noticed the need for authentic Hispanic cuisine and groceries. He spends most of his days tending to his customers and managing the business alongside his wife and children, who have helped with the family business.
Suplir ciertas necesidades que tiene la comunidad aquí. Por ejemplo, yo al idealizar este negocio me puse a pensar qué necesidades había, qué es lo que hacía falta en Macon. Tenía que poner algo que aportara a la comunidad y parece que lo he conseguido.
He says the best part of owning the local grocery store and restaurant has been providing the community with employment opportunities and providing services like money transfers for customers to assist their families back in their native countries. Reporting in Macon, Amanda Peralta, WGXA News.
Chief Master Sergeant Luis Magaña is a distinguished figure in the United States Air Force, and he exemplifies the essence of dedication and leadership within the military. And his journey is a testament to the invaluable contributions of Hispanic Americans.
WGXA sat down with him for an exclusive one-on-one interview to discuss his story and what's kept him going.
Chief Magaña's journey began in Mexico, which he fondly calls his homeland. He moved to the United States at 15, and after graduating high school, he made one of the most important decisions of his life.
I thought it was a good idea to give something back to the country that gave us a lot.
Since joining the Air Force in 2002, Chief Magaña has taken on various leadership roles at multiple levels. He is currently serving as Command Master Sergeant of the 78th Air Base Wing. He supports over 22,000 personnel assigned to special units responsible for communicating and sharing sensitive classified information in real time. Through it all, Chief Magaña is proud of his Hispanic heritage, which he believes has equipped him with qualities that has been instrumental in his leadership journey. How do you think that, your background as a Mexican American helped you?
It is very important, right? We cannot forget where we come from and what we learn from our heritage and what we learn from our culture. We take, in the Air Force and in the military, we take diversity and inclusion very, very, very seriously.
He values qualities like integrity, work ethic, honesty, and kindness.
Those are some of the values that like you mentioned, Hispanic Americans, we have. We're empathetic, we love, but we work very hard to get to where we are.
Beyond his dedicated service, Chief Magaña proudly embraces his cultural heritage, enjoying the music and food that are integral parts of the Hispanic experience.
I love the connection that we have no matter where we are. No matter where you go, you'll find the Hispanic community, and then you link with them, and that's a traditional thing.
Chief Magaña's journey is an example of the contributions of Hispanic Americans in the U.S. military and beyond. Reporting on Robbins Air Force Base, Amanda Peralta, WGXA News.
Greg, it's been so much fun getting out in the community and meeting so many Hispanic Americans and learning their story. I don't know if it just has been so inspiring. I don't know if inspiring is the right word, but it's been amazing to talk to so many of them.
I think certainly inspiring is the right word, because it's inspiring watching their stories right now that we've had, and it's been a great segment, and one I think that a lot of people are enjoying and benefiting from, and a lot of heroes out there too. Yeah, that they're being told their stories. Well, Warner Robins is also getting into the National Hispanic Heritage Month spirit with a vibrant community event.
Mayor LaRonda Patrick partnered with organizer Moises Velez, we did just see him a few minutes ago, to offer the opportunity for the Hispanic community to celebrate their heritage and for everyone else to have a fun opportunity to share in and learn more about the Latino culture.
It's very important for the two communities, the Hispanic community and the American community, to learn about each other. And our young people can come to this event and learn more about the culture, and the people who are not from our culture can come and see that we are real people.
I love that. There was also plenty of food from Ricky's Taco Shop, Cuban Island Cafe, the Gym Cantina, and Shiver Shack for attendees to enjoy.